Hi, Drew James here. In this video, I'd like to talk about your motivations for wanting to learn guitar and why you should choose a course that offers full support with each lesson. I'd also like to answer some questions that have been asked from the last two videos. For example, I've taken an online course before and I don't feel as though I've got any better. Did I do something wrong? So this is an example of some of the questions I've been asked and I look forward to answering those. First off though, let's just recap on the cool things that I talked about in the last two videos. In the first video, I talked about the importance of learning things in the right order. This makes sure you don't miss out on any essential skills that could hinder your progress later on. I also mentioned how you should ideally find a course that has been made by someone who's taught a lot of guitars lessons and knows the most effective ways of getting results for beginners. We also talked about, if you don't have a teacher, how you should find a course that is focused on stopping you from getting into bad habits. In the second video, we learnt about optimizing your practice time so you can see the most progress. Also, how setting end goals for each practice session will improve your focus and results. Okay, so today let's talk about your reasons for wanting to learn guitar. What was it that made you make this decision? For me personally, it was being inspired by all the indie bands in the 90s. Now, I'm showing my age a bit, but I saw bands like Radiohead, Oasis, Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, etc. and I wanted to be a part of that scene. I just loved the songs and I wanted to understand how to play them. Ultimately, I wanted to share and perform these songs with anyone who would listen. Listening to these bands was a huge motivational force and it made me want to improve my guitar playing and be just like my idols. Now your motivations might be different, but I can almost certainly guarantee one thing. You want to play songs. Not nursery rhymes, not exercises, not scales, songs. When I started out, I tried a few learn to play books. However, they just didn't teach me any songs that I really cared about. I quickly became disinterested because the music wasn't connecting with me personally. I strongly believe that if you're playing songs you love, you'll want to play the guitar more, which in turn means you'll get better. There's a few courses online that only teach you exercises and warm-ups. I'm not saying these aren't important, they are. All I am saying is that I'm sure they're not your main reason for wanting to learn guitar. So always learn songs by your favourite musicians. If you're a beginner, I suggest writing down some of your favourite songs and then just start learning them. It could be that some of the songs you've chosen are a bit too challenging at the moment, so that's why a list of about 10 to 20 will make it easier to find something within your capabilities. So here's another tip. Choose a course or a teacher that has a similar taste in music to you. That way you're going to enjoy the lessons a lot more, you're going to practice more, and ultimately you're going to get better faster. Now something else I'd like to talk about is when you're learning by yourself, how it's important to have a support network in place. You need somewhere you can go to ask questions about what you're learning. You need the questions to be answered by the same teacher who taught you the lesson, not a student or a moderator for that website. If you don't understand something or you're finding one part in a song challenging, then as long as you can articulate that challenge in a question, there's no reason why you can't have it answered. Being able to leave comments below videos is an excellent way of having your questions answered to a specific lesson. Unfortunately, video lessons can't watch you back and offer you advice on how to move forwards. When that day comes, I will definitely be out of a job. Even though you can learn so much from the best online courses, you will at some point need a teacher to listen to what you've learnt and show you the best path to move forwards. Just an hour with an experienced teacher, be it in person or through a Skype video call, will have a massive positive impact on your playing. Ideally, once you've learnt the basics through an online course, you should check in with the teacher to see if you've understood everything correctly. The teacher can then assess your playing and offer you advice on how to get to the next level. Okay, so let's answer some of those questions I talked about at the beginning of the video. The first one is from Steve in Nottingham. He asks, Drew, I've really enjoyed your YouTube lessons, but I feel as though it takes me such a long time to learn even one song. Is it because maybe I'm a little over the hill and too old to be learning now? Well, Steve, this is a classic question that I hear time and time again. And the answer is no. You're never too old to start learning. I've taught hundreds of students from the age of 6 to 66, and all I can tell you is at day one, everyone sucks at guitar. Age really is irrelevant. Sure, you may feel a little slower, but all that really matters is your desire and passion to learn. Also, being committed to daily practice makes a big difference to the speed of your progress. Okay, so the next one is from Steph in Germany. Sorry, Steph, it doesn't say what area in Germany you're from. I've taken an online course in the past and I didn't really feel like I've made any progress. Did I do something wrong, or was the course not right for me? Well, Steph, without knowing more about the course you took, I can't really answer about the quality of the tuition. What I can say is you probably did get better but didn't notice your improvements. This goes back to my last video about keeping a progress sheet and looking back over what you've already learnt. Sometimes we don't see ourselves getting better even when we are. It could also be that the course didn't show you how to practice effectively after each lesson. Really hope that helps, Steph. Okay, well, I need to wrap up now. It's been awesome sharing this information with you. I love helping people learn guitar online, and that's the reason why I make my weekly YouTube lessons. I've also spent the last 5 months filming my own beginner's guitar course. It's a complete step-by-step course that takes you exactly where you want to be with the guitar. I've called it the Essential Beginner's Guitar Course, and it contains 60 video lessons, 24-hour email support, effective practice routines for each module, a full course progress sheet, and a focus on teaching songs that you know and love. I want to take the guesswork out of learning online and get you on the right path to playing any beginner's song. So not to overwhelm you, the course is broken up into modules, 10 in total. The structure has been developed from my experience of teaching hundreds of beginners over the last 10 years. It's put together to introduce each important skill at the right time. It will be exactly what you need when you need it. Underneath each video is a comments box where you can, of course, ask questions about that lesson. I will personally reply to each one. I've focused my attention on making sure you're not getting into bad habits by including exclusive videos which address the most common problems beginners face. Once you've completed this course, you'll be over the hump and ready to begin learning more on the guitar. Instead of being a guitar student, you'll actually be a guitarist. The course won't bring world peace, but it will bring some fulfillment and joy into your life.